And welcome to the home of the Eagles here in Cumberland Valley near Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. Tonight, it's High School Sports Live in partnership with Fox 43, proud to telecast tonight's Cedar Cliff versus Cumberland Valley wrestling match. This match is being brought to you by Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency and Select Medical. Good evening, I am Gary Sutton, filling in for Andrew Callista from Fox News. But I'm alongside none other than the legendary High School Sports Live wrestling commentator, George Hartwick III. And we are looking forward to a match here tonight. These two have been heavyweights here for a long time, George. But so what do we have looking at us tonight here at the mat?
I don't know about you, but with all these youth wrestlers and seeing the energy that's in the crowd with these young folks, I'm ready to run out there on the mat, Gary. Not only are we in a historic gym in Cumberland Valley with a storied wrestling tradition, but we're going up against the West Shore powerhouse in Cedar Cliff. They may be a little bit down this year, but we're expecting a couple great matchups and an incredible night again we're bringing to you tonight on High School Sports Live.
Cumberland Valley comes in here 16-1 tonight. Cedar Cliff comes in 6-6. We got a lot of youth on the mat tonight, and we're going to be talking about all that throughout the course of the evening. What are you looking for in this match here this evening?
To see where the heart is of some of the young wrestlers that they're hoping to build this whole Cedar Cliff program around. Cumberland Valley struggled with a tough loss last night, but we'll see how they respond. Adversity reveals your character.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll come right back and get started with the first match here on High School Sports Live TV on Fox 43.2.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
The Jet Giambavo family of dealerships. 9 great franchises in 5 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Genesis of York, Stettler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Giambavo Hyundai of Hanover, and our newest dealership, Jack Giambavo Mazda. The Giambavo family of dealerships. Over 30 million in new and pre-owned inventory. With a reputation for quality service after the sale, Giambavo is proud to serve your community. Find out why. The Jack Giambavo family of dealerships. 5 great locations. Online at giambavo.com.
More choices, more laughter, more time to play, and less need to worry. At Capital Blue Cross, we're driven by a simple goal: to go the extra mile for you through all of life's ups and downs, and to always be there when you need us. Capital Blue Cross, going the extra mile for you.
If you're looking for a quality used vehicle at a great price,
Hoffman has it.
Hoffman Ford has the best pre-owned inventory, not to mention the best hometown buying experience in all of Harrisburg. With our market-driven pricing, you can be sure you're always getting the best deal. Plus, we'll give you top dollar for your trade. And you know who's got Harrisburg's best deals?
Hoffman has it.
Hoffman Ford, Colonial Park.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
And welcome back to Cumberland Valley High School. We're getting ready for our first match tonight, being brought to you by Hoffman Ford. And we're looking forward to just some wonderful wrestling here tonight. I'll tell you, if I had Andrew Callista here, I'd be wrestling him tonight because he's supposed to be here. He's a normal play-by-play guy. I'm used to having a round ball out here on the court, but I'm looking forward to watching the match here tonight. George Hartwick.
Here's what I'll tell you, Gary. What I know about you is you are a professional. You know how to set them up and knock them down. And we're going to make sure the home audience knows about wrestling tonight, and they're able to follow along and enjoy the match we're bringing to them.
You'll teach me as you're teaching them, and first match is underway here.
So I believe we've got Dwayne Miller against Preston Dent. Dwayne Miller is from Cumberland Valley, Preston Dent from Cedar Cliff, and actually a nice headlock right out of the gate from Cumberland Valley's Dwayne Miller. Preston Dent is being squeezed. He's got it tight. He's got that arm locked in there, and he's got him in a really, really difficult position. Preston Dent is attempting to fight off his back, but this is a position he does not want to find himself in with 1:27 seconds to go in the first period. Obviously, Dwayne Miller continues to tighten it up. There it is! There it is! Opening fall for Cumberland Valley's Dwayne Miller. 6 bonus points in the first match, and he happened to do it in 40 seconds.
And we'll take a break. We'll be back with match number 2 right after this.
We wake up with the sun. We live in a place we're proud to call home. For us, it's knowing that those we help are neighbors, friends, family. As the leader in providing the best orthopedic care for our community, we come together to do our part.
And our second match that's lined up here is sponsored by Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency, but this is a quick one too, George.
189-pounder is a forfeit. Anthony Busecco, make sure, Anthony Busecco, Cedar Cliff decided to forfeit. Now I suspect they'll be bumping up Mike Jones into 215 here. We'll listen to who's here, but it looks like Bryce.
Head to the third match here, brought to you by Groff Tractor.
So we've got Mike Jones actually chose to go from 189 to bump up to 215 in a strategic move to try to have a better matchup for Mike Jones, but he's going against Bryce Buter from Cumberland Valley.
And Bryce Buter is interesting because he's a first-year football player turned wrestler.
Yep. It looks like Mike Jones is in an early 2. Got a double leg, now double underhook. Not able to finish the initial takedown. Attempt for a throw by Bryce Bueller. Actually finds himself on his backside, giving up 2 to Mike Jones, who scores the first 2 points of the match. Looks like we got blood time here as well, so depending upon how this is going to work out, you might want to take a quick break.
And we'll do exactly that right now and come right back. This is High School Sports Live TV on Fox 43.2.
You may recycle your electronics, appliances, and mercury thermostats at the Dauphin County Recycling Center.
In addition to 8 local drop-off sites for recyclable materials.
Recycling matters in Dauphin County.
Since 2001, Dauphin County has recycled over 10,000 tons of electronics.
And 1.6 million tons of recyclables like cardboard and plastics.
Keep up the great work.
Bring it on!
And welcome back, and we're in our third match of the night here, and a blood problem is the trainer taking care of that over on the Cedar Cliff side. George?
Yep, we got Bryce Buter, who's, again, their normal 215-pounder, going up against Mike Jones, who's been bumped up from 189. Mike Jones obviously earned the first 2 of the match right near the edge, but came up with a bloody nose. It looks like they've addressed the bloody nose. They are now packing it, and he's getting back to the match. So he will be in the offensive position, scoring the first 2 points with 1:20 seconds to go in the first period.
When you look at teams, George, do they have like a common move that the coach might teach them through each of the classes?
Well, there are a multitude of moves depending upon the talents of each wrestler, and you want to actually have a good scoring move in each position. From neutral, from the top position, you want to be able to control the wrestler, and from the bottom position, you obviously have a matter of will to get out. And in this case, Bryce Buter actually got out quickly to earn an escape, and now they're neutral, 2-1 with about 57 seconds to go. Trying to make an attempt at the edge here, trying to double leg, coming back up, looks like you're going to go out of bounds.
How hard is it for Buter coming in here after playing football this year, and this is the first year he's turned into a wrestler?
All I know is when I came from football to wrestling, I puked for the first 2 weeks because football shape is not even close to what you need to be in wrestling shape.
I got it. Same thing happens in basketball as well. A lot of anaerobic stuff.
Yep. A lot more conditioning is required, and the lungs need to be primed for both long bursts of energy and short bursts, which both require you to keep your breath.
A lot of staccato stuff that goes on there. Both locked up here right now.
Got looks like Mike Jones has an underhook. Bryce Buter overhook. He's attempting to get his hips in there for throws. He's attempted now a headlock, a couple of cross-body, double arm throws. Nothing successful. Mike Jones keeping himself in a good position. Good head position. End of the first period, 2-1. Choice going to Mike Jones.
So what have you seen so far in this match, George?
What I'm seeing right now is maybe cutting to a quick break, although, again, there you go with the takedown. Buter tried to throw, put himself in a really bad position. Mike Jones was able to gather both legs and score 2 on the edge. But we're back at a blood time, and we might want to take a quick commercial break.
We'll do exactly that and come right back. This is High School Sports Live TV. The wrestling match tonight, Cumberland Valley and Cedar Cliff. Back after this.
You mean the world to us.
You sure do.
And one day, you'll need to take care of us just like we take care of you. We have goals to retire and travel, and you're a big part of those plans.
I don't think they understand.
Maybe I'm just not good at this.
Our investment and trust services team helps you plan for the future. Have better conversations with your money with F&M Trust.
It's a little delay, watch.
And welcome back. And we start period number 2 here in this third match of the night.
Actually, Mike Jones had the choice, deferred the choice. Bryce Buter selected the defensive position. Mike Jones now trying to obviously have a lift there. Now he moves more into a spiral ride. Switches from one side to the other, breaks him down. Bryce Buter right back up on his feet to a quick escape, knotting it up at 2-2 with 1:22 remaining in the second period. Both guys pretty evenly matched here. This is a good matchup. Mike Jones now in a double leg, trying to turn the corner, unable to do so. Buter sprawls away successfully.
Been very impressed with Buter's balance so far.
Well, obviously Mike Jones is the aggressor, has attempted to get in. Quite frankly, Buter's really cut him off with his hips and able to sprawl away and get himself squared up. But again, now he's got to be careful. His feet work. You see he's crossing over and really not keeping himself in a good position. Mike Jones trying to move him to a position he can either shoot or attempt an upper body throw. Jones tried to throw by Buter, now takes a long shot. Both guys again squared up, moving towards out of bounds. Still no takedown, 20 seconds remaining in the second period. 2-2. Mike Jones will have the choice in the beginning of the third period. Looks like both guys are content to seeing this thing move to the third period, knotted up.
There you have it, 2-2 at the end of 2 periods. We get ready to head to the third period on this match. Buter and Jones hooked up 2-2.
As predicted, Mike Jones goes in the defensive position, trying to earn a quick escape here in the advantage in the third period. Buter in the offensive position from Cumberland Valley. Match is 2-2. Good start. Mike Jones trying to gather himself. Buter taking the leg, trying to lift, trying to maintain control. No change yet. It looks like Mike Jones has escaped. 3-2. We're back on our feet. Next takedown could win the match. Guys going ear to ear. When we talked about being in condition, being in shape, I see stomachs moving in and out a whole lot in this third period.
A lot of work on the arms here as you watch this match.
Trying to be in position, but when you're ear to ear, not a lot of scoring can happen there. You've got to free yourself up or position. Mike Jones now snap down, front headlock, trying to turn the corner, takes it to a single leg. trying to pull up on a single leg, laces it. He's got to get his arm free and get across the body in order to establish control. Right now, we're still neutral. We're still neutral, no control.
Jones got 1 point, though. Under a minute.
There's 2. Now extends it to 5-2. 47 seconds remaining. Nice job at really working hard to finish that takedown. The key is not just to necessarily put yourself in a good position to get the takedown, but you got to finish. Mike Jones did a good job of doing that there.
What kind of difference does the height make in these things? He's Jones a little bit more wiry, Buter a little bit smaller than that.
Depends upon who you are. I always had trouble with tall guys.
Yeah.
They have good leverage. It's hard to turn the corner, and it seems like their arms come from anywhere. So, you know, the guys who were short and stocky and muscular, I'd kill. I mean, like it was never a matchup. I always had trouble with taller guys.
He got an escape point there.
He did, and did it well. Now squaring him up. If he takes him down, we get tied up. He's got 19 seconds, short time, trying to, again, tempt on the throw, trying to turn the side. Made sure he tried, but did not have the arms locked in or himself in a good position. Hopefully he will not get turned here at the end of the match.
And it looks like Jones is going to win this match 7-3. Fourth match coming your way, and it's brought to you by Select Physical Therapy. They're a leading provider of physical therapy and sports medicine throughout central Pennsylvania. Whether recovering from an injury or setting a peak performance goal, our highly certified therapists and athletic trainers will help get you there. Visit selectphysicaltherapy.com to schedule an appointment or complimentary consultation. We wish all athletes, coaches, and teams a great season.
Correct. Yeah. 30-second commercial.
So Mike Jones.
I'll give you the 5.
Mike Jones wins that match 7-3.
Go ahead.
And we're about to head to our fourth match right now. And match number 4 coming your way here on Fox 43.2. George, who do we have in this one?
I think this is the matchup that everybody's been waiting for the night. I mean, the heavyweight matchup sounds like it will be a heck of a match. Both individuals younger. Cedar Cliff is coming in with a young man named Gunnar Hiller and Anthony Joppi from Cumberland Valley. Hiller, I believe, is a sophomore.
Joppi's ranked number 7 in the district, number 22 in the state.
There you go. So, again, we're talking about Cedar Cliff's future, a sophomore who obviously has been performing well all season and appears to be one of the more solid wrestlers on Cedar Cliff's team against a ranked opponent. Folks, strap yourself in for the big guys. I think we're going to have a good one here.
And Joppi, from what I understand, only in his second year of wrestling, but 9 of his 10 losses this year have been to kids ranked in the top 20 in the state.
There you go.
He was a CV Kickoff Classic champion and 7th at King of the Mountain.
Particularly King of the Mountain, a really, really difficult tournament. And placing there puts yourself in a good position statewide. But backing away, I mean, got to be careful here. We've got Hiller really being the aggressor, putting himself in a more solid position. Joppi's still backing away a little bit. You know, with these big guys, when there's not anybody shooting or going underneath, you got to be careful about, you know, stalling warnings and staying aggressive, keeping yourself in a position. Nice arm drag attempt. And again, I see Joppi backing up. I see Gunnar Hiller being the aggressor. You can't just push. You got to figure out a way to try to execute a takedown. But there you go. First stalling warning. Referee's listening to me.
Talk about stalling a little bit for people just listening out there for the first time.
It's certainly a subjective call that is really at the discretion of the official. Hopefully we'll have interpretations that always require folks to promote the action but when somebody's backing away, they're not trying to work to the side. They're obviously not trying to avoid and not execute a move. They're in a position to be stalling, and you get one warning for stalling. The second one, the other guy gets a point.
Yeah.
And so it goes stalling warning, a point, 2 points, and disqualification.
A little action here to start the second quarter. Or second period, rather.
Yep.
Excuse me. Oh, and I think he got hurt when he came down there.
Oh, we also had Hiller here.
Grabbing his left knee.
Uh-oh. That's not good. We might want to head to a break here.
We'll take a break. We'll come right back. We got a man down on the mat. This is High School Sports Wrestling on Fox 43.2.
Everybody knows Hoffman has it. Did you know Hoffman has even more? There's the fully stocked Hoffman Ford Parts and Accessories Department, the Hoffman state-of-the-art collision facility, confidence in our ultra-modern service facility, peace of mind with master technicians, satisfaction with low prices.
Do I really need to say it again? Hoffman has it.
Only at Hoffman Ford, Colonial Park.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
More choices, more laughter, more time to play, and less need to worry. At Capital Blue Cross, we're driven by a simple goal: to go the extra mile for you through all of life's ups and downs, and to always be there when you need us. Capital Blue Cross, going the extra mile for you.
And a tough break there for Joppy as he's going out now, an injury. And George, explain what happens here.
It appeared that Gunnar Hiller was trying to take Anthony Joppy over top of his knee. His ankle looked like it got twisted underneath, and obviously he had an apparent injury to his knee, so was unable to continue. Will have to default for an injury default, which gives 6 points to Cedar Cliff in the heavyweight match. So you never want to see anybody get hurt.
No, not at all. And fortunately, he was able to walk off there with a little bit of help. But we get ready now for our fifth match, brought to you by Jack Giambalvo. 12-9 so far. Cumberland Valley leading by 3.
And so we'll see a huge contrast. We got the big guys out here muscling each other. Now we got two guys that are going to go flying around that are young, lightweights, 107-pounders. And strap yourself in for some action. It certainly will be a contrast from the last match we just watched.
Well, for Cumberland Valley, you got Phil Montez out there, ranked number 1 in the district and number 9 in the state, 3rd to KOC and 6th to the KOM. So a guy who knows what he's doing.
Yep, Montez obviously a really strong kid. Somebody who has shown that he's able to win and advance. Obviously, you're number 1 in District 3. You're obviously in a position to do something in the state of Pennsylvania. Opens up with an early dump, 2 takedown, taking on Kevin Trimmer from Cedar Cliff. Montez now earning back points. Referee counting. He's earned 3, got a 5 count.
1:05 to go here in the first period, now 1 minute.
Now he's trying to cross wrist tilt, executes it perfectly. Holding him here, I suspect we will now be up, that'll be 6-8 to 2. I'm looking for the score here. It's not correct on the scoreboard. I think it's 3, 3, and 2, so I think it'll be 8-0. Montez again now working that near side wrist, putting it in a bar, coming across body. He's got the arm trapped. He's either going to come back and bump his chest or figure out a way actually to bend them together. We're going to see a cradle here, near side cradle. He's now going to walk up the leg to the ear. He's able to stack him. That'll be it.
Wow. We'll take a break. We'll come right back for match number 6.
The Jet Giambavo family of dealerships. 9 great franchises in 5 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Genesis of York, Stettler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Giambavo Hyundai of Hanover, and our newest dealership, Jack Giambavo Mazda. The Giambavo family of dealerships. Over 30 million in new and pre-owned inventory. With a reputation for quality service after the sale, Giambavo is proud to serve your community. Find out why. The Jack Giambavo family of dealerships. 5 great locations. Online at giambavo.com.
And welcome back to match number 6 here at Cumberland Valley, brought to you by Capital Region Insurance Agency.
We've got Owen Whitaker from Cumberland Valley versus Gabe Lewis from Cedar Cliff. This was a matchup, I think, of 2 more inexperienced wrestlers, but I believe, according to the coaches prior to the match, it'll be evenly matched. So guys of the same skill level, I suspect we'll see a competitive match here. And these are the kind of matches in really, really close affairs, which we don't expect tonight to be, but these are the ones that may decide the outcome, with 2 guys evenly matched of the same sort of experience.
Whitaker coming in with a record of 3-4 tonight for Cumberland Valley.
Both guys feeling each other out. Just tapping, moving side to side.
Now, when you're putting the hand on the head there, how hard can you go with that? I suspect there's a little bit of.
You can never go to the eyes. That's an immediate technical violation. Obviously, you can't whack him in the face. That's unsportsmanlike conduct. So, I mean, they call it a tap and go, and that means tap, not jam him.
Got it. And again, that's all at the discretion of the referee who's out there.
Yeah, and you could tell somebody that is applying something that would distract you and you're able to shoot versus something that's going to jack you up.
Doesn't matter what the sport is, you start going for the head, you get into trouble.
Yep.
30.3 seconds to go here in this first period.
Still, again, evenly matched. No clear distinct advantage I see from the neutral position for either guy. Trying to work wrists, inside tie.
Now under 20 seconds, 15. A lot of feeling out here in this very first period.
Yep, I think Gabe Lewis obviously is the aggressor. Now shot Owen Whitaker out of bounds, so he's got to be careful. He can't continue to back up. He needs to wrestle and be aggressive. I wouldn't be surprised if he's called for stalling if he's going to continue this level of action.
That's the end of the first period with no score so far. You were talking about District 3. Where do they stack up with the other districts here in the state of Pennsylvania in terms of being a hotbed or not?
Well, historically, it's been District 11, sort of the Northamptons of the world, the Lehigh Valley, and that region has been strong. Western Pennsylvania, obviously, very strong. Erie has had its fair share, but Central Pennsylvania, over the course of time, has proven to be one of the powers in the state.
Obviously, also one of the biggest districts in the state as well. So Whitaker goes out a little bit more aggressively here in the second period.
He obviously, we had Gabe Lewis select the defensive position trying to escape. Whitaker, again, holding on, not doing a whole lot to position himself to move towards a turn. And again, got to be careful he's not called for stalling. Throwing a leg in here, he's got to do something with it. Would not be surprised to see a stalling call here.
He's trying to hook Lewis's leg, and Lewis doing a pretty good job of staying out in front.
Stalling call, as I suggested, on Whitaker. First one of the match. Again, he's got to be taking his opponent to the mat and attempting to return him. He's got to be advancing, figuring out a way to turn him, not just hanging on there. And there's no points for riding time in high school wrestling.
Right.
Again, 45 seconds in, Whitaker still in the top position. Still has to be careful. Cannot get his second stalling call, cost him a point.
Lewis doing a nice job of staying face down to the mat, not getting turned over.
Lewis now works to his feet. Again, if he does not return him to the mat here quickly, he's going stalling again. That's the one. So first point earned in the match will be a stalling call on Whitaker, and then he also gives him up. So, you know, any coach would tell you, cut him loose. Don't get both. Don't give both up.
Right.
So he not only got a point for stalling, he also gave up the neutral. Now we're working on our feet again, attempting to get a takedown.
Now, it sounds like you're talking about finish the move. You start a move, you got to finish it out, right?
Yep. That was a nice dump there by Lewis. Able to earn 2. Extends his lead to 4-0. Turns down the inside wrist, now going for a half. Needs to work to the side on that. It does. He's pushing him over. Got Whitaker in a really bad position. Needs to get chest to chest. You can't ask for time here, young man. You're getting turned over. Oh, no.
Hurt the shoulder.
You never want to see anybody hurt, but you know, when you're moving into that position and ultimately you're going to be put there, if you're going to scream on the way to eminent criteria, you're still going to give up 2. College wrestling, it's a little bit different here. You give up 2. You know, unless somebody is really hurt, you never hope that they utilize that in a way to avoid them from going to their back. And that's the thing. There's a difference between being something that's potentially dangerous and something's illegal, but ultimately you have to exercise caution to make sure the kid's not hurt.
Now, the official there is watching that the whole time, obviously, when the shoulder's being turned over. What's he looking for?
To see if he's put in an awkward position where you're going against the joint, something that could be potentially dangerous. And in this case, obviously, you see the arm. A lot of these kids are double jointed, too. You know?
Right.
They go there. And again, you obviously see he can continue. You wonder how hurt he was. You know, and again, I don't want to question anybody's judgment, but when you're getting put to your back, it tends to hurt worse.
Just under 20 seconds to go in this period, 6-0 right now. Lewis leads it.
And again, Lewis now with a single bar to the near side. Will try to gather the arm on the other side, and again, trying to run it over the top. Not able to do it.
Down to 4 seconds.
Going to ride him out. Take a 6-0 lead into the third period.
So Lewis leads 6-0 going to the final period. Lewis definitely became the aggressor in that period for sure.
Whitaker selecting the neutral position to begin the third period. Thinking he has a better advantage being able to take him down. Lewis now in on a single leg. Trying to gather. Looks to switch to a double. Gathers both legs, trying to keep his feet in bounds. Is unable to do so. They're still neutral.
See Coach Rick Chamanotsky over there, yelling directions to his wrestler. On the other side, of course, Billy Chamberlain, a state champ in his own right.
You know both guys. I officiated Billy Chamberlain for years as a PIAA wrestling official, and Rick Chamanotsky and I graduated in the same year and wrestled when we were in high school. So, you know, a lot of history with all these guys.
And I'm sure no verbal jabbing ever, right?
Never. We all have mutual respect for what we've been through.
Right.
We might fight like hell amongst each other, but our wrestling community is tight.
7-0 now here in the third period, 1:26 to go.
Lewis still the aggressor. Again, Whitaker needs to be careful. He's got 2 stalling warnings already. If he continues to back up, I wouldn't be surprised to see a third. 1:12 remaining. Lewis trying to turn the corner, does for another 2. Extends it to
9-0 now.
Which would earn you 1 more point in the match. Any victory by 8 points, you get 4 points. A victory by less than 8, you get 3. A victory by a technical fall, you get 5. And then a pin, you get 6.
Right.
Team points.
And coming up on the last minute of this final period.
Lewis now, again, collecting an arm, a near side bar. Whitaker doing a good job of extending himself, but again, he's got to be careful. He's got to. One thing you'll hear from me, Gary, if we do future wrestling matches, you cannot score with your head on the mat.
Mm-hmm.
Where's Whitaker at? He's got his face on the mat. You can't score there. And again, he's double jointed. He's asking for injury time. So again, it's tough and it's frustrating for somebody who gets in there and is attempting and putting himself in a good position to turn. But in this case, we might want to head out to a commercial while we're facing injury time.
Well, let's just stay here for a second because I'll ask you a question about this because you know what. So for Lewis now, what's his responsibility as the wrestler in this particular match? What's he have to do to make sure he's not stalling at all?
He's got an interest to see this thing either play out in the pin or try to earn a technical fall at this point. So he's trying to score points or a fall. And he's working really hard to gain those bonus points. And I suspect the way this match is going, Whitaker's role is to not give up anymore.
Right.
So, again, that's what leads somebody to stall or not to stall. And you hope they're wrestling out fully, but that's sort of the game inside the game.
Exactly. Great answer. That's what I was looking for. Like I said, I come to Oz. Under 25 seconds now.
Lewis again now. This is tough. I mean, again, you got a guy who's double jointed. You see it.
Yep.
He can extend himself that far. And as an official, how do you make sure he's doing all that he can without doing any kind of damage to any of those joints?
And
it's
the official right there.
It's a difficult call. And the official rightfully lets him go to position near fall. He's earning, again, more back points, but not going to be able to earn the fall, which doesn't change the outcome.
And that's the end of the 6th match. We get ready for the 7th right after this. The Select Medical. Select Physical Therapy is a leading provider of physical therapy and sports medicine throughout Central PA. Whether recovering from an injury or setting a peak performance goal, our highly certified therapists and athletic trainers will help get you there. Visit selectphysicaltherapy.com or to schedule an appointment or complimentary consultation. We wish all athletes, coaches, and teams a great season. We're all set now for the 7th match coming up here. Score is 18-13. Cumberland Valley leads it.
So we've got Keegan Ziegler versus Mason Wickersham.
Wickersham coming into this match, record of 8-6, placed 8th at the King of the Mountain tournament.
Isn't that the name of a law firm, Metzger and Wickersham?
It is, out in Harrisburg.
I wonder if there's any relationship.
I don't know. I know they do a lot of advertising, though.
They certainly do. So we've got Wickersham from Cedar Cliff.
Ziegler from Cedar. Wickersham's actually from Cumberland Valley, right?
He
Ziegler
is?
from Cedar Cliff.
Yeah, I've got Wickersham from.
You got it. Wickersham from Cedar Cliff.
No, you're right. I'm wrong. Mark it up for the first time that's ever happened. Gary, I need to follow your lead.
Could you say that again, George?
Wickersham.
I'm
wrong. and chalk it up to the first time it's happened.
Well, it's never happened to me yet, so no, I'm kidding.
You're still undefeated.
And you're still the Wizard of Oz when it comes to wrestling, man.
Again, 0-0, not a whole lot of action. I'm glad we were having a fun discussion about the names because we didn't miss much here in the first minute, 30 seconds. Now we've got Wickersham in on a single leg. No takedown. We're still neutral. 22 seconds to go, 0-0 in the first period.
One of the things that's always interested me about wrestling is the dim lights compared to like a basketball court. You know, what's the purpose behind that?
Because, who else do you have to blame? The spotlight's on you. You've got a responsibility to conduct yourself with integrity and to work hard. And then at the end of the match, people want to look at you as you shake a hand of a guy that might have beat you.
There you go.
And figure out a way to collect yourself and face some of the challenges that life has to offer that we want all these kids to avoid.
So far, nothing in this one as we head to period number 2.
Wrestling is one of those sports that builds character. It certainly teaches that there's no one else to blame. And if you want to get better, you go out and you personally sacrifice and work harder in order to put yourself in a better position to win.
And the discipline that you go throughout the course of the year and all the things you have to do to make weight and those kind of things, that all comes into play.
Certainly does. There's a team aspect to it, but you got to personally make sure that you're putting yourself in a position to be successful, and there's nobody else to blame, and there's no other responsibility to do it than you.
I think you call it mano a mano, right?
Mano, no politics. That's why I come to wrestling, and I love wrestling because there are no politics.
Nope.
You win. What you do is what you do, and as an official, what you see is what you call.
Exactly right. Again, not much going on here in this match so far. Now you have a little turnaround for a moment and maybe an escape coming up here. No.
Maintain control, still 0-0. Minute 7 to go in the second period. Ziegler works to his feet. Wickersham returns him to the mat. Again, not in a great position, nothing but a tight waist, but he keeps letting that arm drag. You got to make sure you keep your elbows in. You can't let guys get wrist control. You got to free your arms, get yourself in a position, and then it's really a matter of will to get out from the bottom. You got to continue to put one move after another and then not let a guy to hold you. And what do I always say? You can't score if what?
Faces
your head's
at the mat.
on the mat.
Nope.
Ever.
And Wickersham trying to make something happen here.
And again, Ziegler gets to his feet. Wickersham able to return him.
Can't quite extricate himself. 20 seconds.
There he goes. He's trying to turn. It looks like he's going to get one here. 17 seconds to go. First point earned
by Ziegler.
That's big.
It is big.
There's a lot of things, even in overtime, that depend upon who scored the first point. So scoring, that's an important part of the match, particularly in a close matchup.
That's the end of period number 2. 1-0. Ziegler leads Wickersham as we get ready for the final period.
Wickersham chooses the defensive position to start the third period. Looking for an escape or a reversal here.
There was the only point in the match so far. You saw right there on the escape point.
Caution.
Gary Sutton, George Hartwick with you, and our whole crew from Invicta here tonight at Cumberland Valley for this wonderful match. Cedar Cliff and Cumberland Valley, two names that you've heard a lot about in wrestling over the years.
Ziegler returns him to the mat. Really trying hard to keep up. Again, just a tight waist. I don't see a leg in anything. Just front wrist control, trying to push, move the weight forward. Wickersham back to his feet quickly, trying to rip the hands. Out of bounds.
Wickersham, a much longer body here than his compatriot Ziegler on the other side.
Yep. Ziegler really battling to hold on here. Again, Wickersham immediately to his feet, puts himself in a good position, turns his body, cuts the arm between the body, ties it up at 1-1.
.115 to go in this final period. 1-1 the score.
Ooh, nice reshot. Left his arm hanging though. Ziegler trying to do a throw here. Wickersham really deep in on a single leg. Now Ziegler able to get his hips away. Now trying to do almost a cement mixer. Not able to do anything. Now, interestingly enough, Wickersham going back in on a double leg, trying to spin around to Ziegler, playing the edge. After all that action, looks like they're going to go out of bounds, no score.
You see Billy Chamberlain stepping out there very quickly for Cumberland Valley, letting his wrestler, Mr. Wickersham, know what he wants.
Attempted a low single. You know, look at the hand control. People don't know how much wrestling is about hand control. If you control the other guy's hands, how the heck is he going to grab you? Like literally, that is such a big part of wrestling. And the higher level you go, those simple things become more relevant. Inside tie. Wickersham with a throw by, trying to spin around. Ziegler with a counter shot. Both guys squared up. Good job of shot, reshot. Wickersham's in on a leg, no two yet. They want two, he's trying to get around the edge. Still has control of the arm, he's able to do so. He earns 2, 5 seconds to go. That's going to do it with a leg takedown. He needs to be careful. You can't celebrate like that, young man.
Match number 7 is history. We get ready for match number 8 right after this.
Groff Tractor is your full-line equipment dealer representing Case Construction and many other leading brands, serving the total sales, rentals, parts, and service needs of its customer. Students, begin your professional journey in a high-demand field with Groff Tractor. Contact us today to discover the power of our technician internship programs. Groff Tractor also offers scheduled maintenance along with 24/7 emergency service. Groff Tractor is your number one source for everything under construction.
And we get ready for the 8th match now, brought to you by Capital Blue Cross. And let's turn it back to George Hartwick.
So we're listening to who's coming out. We got 133. It looks like it's Kyle Ziegler. So it might be the brother of Keegan Ziegler. It looks like I had the wrong Zieglers. It sounded like that's who came out for Cedar Cliff. So it was Keegan Ziegler, and now it is Kyle Ziegler for Cedar Cliff.
The brothers Ziegler, back to back. And going up against them on the other side from Cumberland Valley.
He's going against Alex Tennis.
Alex Tennis, 18-5 on the season so far, ranked number 5 in the district. Just beat Luke Menser last night, 4th in the KOC as well.
So again, we got the Ziegler brother going up against Alex Tennis. Great Peterson. He didn't give him anything. He got two reversal. Ties it up 2-2.
2-2 with 49 seconds to go here in the first period.
Good match here. This is one I had circled that the coaches said might be a good one.
The 127-pound match. Tennis the aggressor here so far.
Ziegler back up. Tennis with a nice mat return. Looking at the far wrist. Trying to jump to the far side.
George, what's your responsibility when you throw someone down on the mat? Is there any particular rule there?
There is. If you lift them off the mat, you're responsible for safely returning them. And you cannot drop them on their head. You can't let their body be the one that you exert the force coming back down on the mat. If you lift them off, you got to safely return them in a way that's not going to be detrimental to the defensive wrestler.
And that's the end of the period. 2-2. Another good match here. It's close here tonight. 18-16 so far. Cumberland Valley by a scant 2 points.
Much closer than I expected.
Yeah, when you think Cumberland Valley coming here 16-1, Cedar Cliff 6-6.
Nice toss by. Still not able to get it though. I don't think he got it. Referee still in neutral. Great throw by. Attempt for Alex Tennis. Tried to squeeze behind, was not able to gain control. Referee rightfully called him out of bounds. We're still neutral. Now shot by Kyle Ziegler. He's got obviously a single leg. Great job by digging hips in by Alex Tennis. He's able to square him off. Really reaching now as Ziegler. Trying to cross face Tennis and squeeze his way around. He's got him broken down, able to do so. He's earning another 2 there. He's got to be careful. Turns him on his back. Now he's trying to get a double grapevine over the top. Actually, good job fighting off by Ziegler, trying to get his arm through and continue to roll through. Actually, Tennis is high, though, throwing a power half with double boots in over the top.
1:08 to go here in the period.
He's got it. The only way you can score here is by a power half, and he's got to be able to move him, which is going to be a stalemate. Does a good job. Right now. He's now jumping to the side. He's out of the legs, now back into him. Got one in. Still hanging with the half. Look, he's actually throwing a near side half. Got both legs in. He's going to square him down. Looks like it's there. There's a pin for Alex Tennis.
Alex Tennis winning that match. We'll take a break. We'll come back for match number 9.
The Jet Giambavo family of dealerships. 9 great franchises in 5 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Genesis of York, Stettler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Giambavo Hyundai of Hanover, and our newest dealership, Jack Giambavo Mazda. The Giambavo family of dealerships. Over 30 million in new and pre-owned inventory. With a reputation for quality service after the sale, Giambavo is proud to serve your community. Find out why. The Jack Giambavo family of dealerships. 5 great locations. Online at giambavo.com.
Welcome back to High School Sports Live TV, your tennis match of the week. Cedar Cliff, Cumberland Valley. Let's turn it back to George Hartwick. This match sponsored by Jack Giambavo.
So it looks like we got Zach Cutshall from Cumberland Valley. And I'm still trying to nail down who we've got for Cedar Cliff. This is not
Actually, Cutshall and Cedar Cliff, and I think it might be Jake Mitchell here for Cumberland Valley.
Got it.
Jake Mitchell, 21-5, ranked number 3 in the district, number 8 in the state.
Yep. Cumberland Valley would be Cutshall, right?
And Jake Mitchell is for Cumberland Valley. Cedar Cliff is Zach Cutshall. 2-0 so far for Mitchell. And he's got Cutshall tied up big.
Near side cradle. Heading to Temple. There it is. Wraps him up.
We take a break. We head to match number 10 here on High School Sports Live to be on Fox 43.2. And welcome back. We head to match number 10, brought to you by AT&T. And let's get it back to George Hartwick III.
We're going to listen to who's in here. Looks like we're going to have a forfeit. Hold on. Cedar Cliff now deciding who they're sending out. So we've got Joshua Weaver for Cedar Cliff. And I did not quite hear who we have for Cumberland Valley.
Would it be Waylon Kitzmiller, perhaps? Kitzmiller at 139. 14-8 on the season.
Sounds like it. So Waylon Kitzmiller.
So Kitzmiller and Weaver hooked up in this one.
This is, again, one of those matches they circled in the beginning. Weaver is a freshman. Again, he's the guy, and talking in the beginning of the match, Coach Rick Kamenowski said he's a solid young man. He has great wrestling acumen and has really been solid for Cedar Cliff as one of their standouts. And a kid who's a freshman, got a long way to go, but obviously he's in a position to be one of the major scorers for Cedar Cliff.
You know, you talked about the Zigglers there on Cedar Cliff, there are 3 of them on the team, Evan, Keegan, and Kyle. So the whole family out there doing some wrestling.
My prediction is they've got broken furniture and no shag left on the carpet.
Under 35 seconds now. Period number 1.
Weaver has a bar on the near side. Try to tilt right there. Now he's going to try to run it from the side. He's got one arm laced up, trying to get his legs free to get out to the side. Able to do so, trying to run it over the ear. Got to collect that arm on the far side to be able to stabilize it. Now just content with breaking it back down, searching for the far wrist. You know, you can do a tilt combination and drag them in there, or you can try to run a bar around. But if you're going to run a bar, you got to get a base on the other side.
What was 18-16 a few moments ago, and then back-to-back pins can take it to 30 in a hurry, right?
It certainly can, but I think Cedar Cliff's looking to counter here with their young freshman stud here in Joshua Weaver.
Looked pretty good that first period for sure.
Up 6-1. Again, trying to work an inside tie, good heavy hips, trying to push him away. Great job by Weaver, actually throwing his hip in there. Now he's going to come back around, spin around, and actually earn 2. Showing a lot of good balance, good technique. Now his cross wrist tilt right into a turn. He's got to be careful. Doesn't want to put himself in a bad position. Working on an inside single leg, still in control.
Both players showing, or both wrestlers rather, showing a lot of quickness right here, George.
I've been impressed with Weaver. He's actually countered a number of really strong moves by Kitzmiller. He's really done a lot of work to put 1 and 2 moves together. Kitzmiller followed along, maintained a good position, and still maintained control. Now still just by a single leg going out of bounds, no chair. Oh, he gave him 1. I don't know how you get 1 there.
George, when you're practicing, talk about putting moves together.
Obviously, 1 move is never enough to be able to score from the bottom position. You've got to figure out a way to put multiple moves together in order to get yourself free and work to get free, particularly important from the bottom position. Weaver now, again, gathering a single leg, scores a takedown easily there to extend the lead to 10-2. I like this kid.
Weaver continues to be the aggressor here.
He's really taken somebody who I believe is a quality wrestler in Kitzmiller.
Oh, yeah.
And establishing control, never being concerned, always being on the aggressive side. He's got a good mannerism, has not put himself in bad positions.
Under 25 to go here in the second period.
Again, near side bar, trying to search for that anchor on the other side. Kitzmiller walks his arm up to get it free. Probably will not, though, escape.
Coming up on 5 seconds in the period. And Weaver with a commanding 10-2 lead as we go to the final period.
And coach is not content. They're telling him to move, move, move. And it appears that in the third period, he got beat on both the bottom position and neutral. Kitzmiller selects the offensive position. We'll see what he does. See if he has any ability to turn him from the top.
Weaver trying to get the escape here. So much leveraging in this game, isn't it? In this match.
We've got Kitzmiller trying to hang on with a inside leg. This is actually really good wrestling. Trying to get the leg dug out and get his body free a little bit, which he does again now as Weaver. Great way.
Wow.
You create space and get that arm between the body and face and move forward. Great technique there in being able to get 2 reversal for Weaver.
Really almost flipped around on him there. He's so quick.
Able to push away, create a little bit of space, and get his arm between the body and come directly back into Kitzmiller. Now again working that near side bar.
Coming up on 1 minute now in the period. Final period, commanding lead, 12-2 by Weaver.
Not much action here.
We tick down to 40 seconds.
still working that bar, but not attempting a turn here.
We were still looking for the moves here.
Again, trying to tilt. Get some cheap ones there with 20 seconds to go. He's telling, you heard from Coach Rick, oh, no, that's tough. That's good coaching there. He told him basically he's been toying with that near side bar and trying tilt situations, but in that time, Coach told him to run it strong to the ear and run it across the body. He did it, potentially dangerous.
4 seconds to go in this match. Weaver in total command. And that's it. We get ready for the 11th match now, all here on High School Sports Live TV.
More choices, more laughter, more time to play, and less need to worry. At Capital Blue Cross, we're driven by a simple goal: to go the extra mile for you through all of life's ups and downs, and to always be there when you need us. Capital Blue Cross, going the extra mile for you.
Cedar Cliff got that match win right there. Josh Weaver, you really liked the way the freshman wrestled.
I think we may have another Ziegler brother. I'm trying to listen to who they're going to announce here. According to my lineup,
this will be Patrick Kehoe for Cumberland Valley, 8-6. You were right, it's another Ziegler. Which one?
It is Evan Ziegler.
And it looks like it would be Patrick Kehoe.
I don't think that's who they called.
Okay.
I think it's Andrew Alderman.
Andrew Alderman?
Yep, Andrew Alderman.
Alderman and Ziegler here in the 11th match. This match and 2 more to play.
So Ziegler brothers are 1-1. We'll see what Evan makes the family for tonight. I know we joked about it, but when you got 3 young boys on the same wrestling team, they're coming home from practice.
Yep.
I'm sure they're losing weight in front of the heater, you know, figuring out ways to work out through the night. I'm sure mom and dad are going, we're not replacing any furniture until these guys are out of the house. I'm sure there's broken glass and many stories in the Ziegler household.
And probably an interesting dinner table from time to time.
Well, or not.
Or not, yeah, exactly.
Nice job. Scoops up a single, now steps through to trip. No 2 yet awarded. Can't walk out of bounds. That's got to be stalling. Immediately.
You know, George, we talk about the dinner table. What's the average wrestler eating? What kind of things are you putting in the body there to make sure that you're up for a good wrestling match?
Well, fortunately, there's been a lot done in the area of the rules related to weight control, how much you're able to lose. During my era, we were losing 10 pounds the day of the match. That's no longer permitted. And rightfully so. We've seen less injuries, more safety for the wrestlers, and they're on a projected way that they've got to meet some guidelines, and they can't go lower than their body fat. So, but again, if you're down to your wrestling weight, you're probably eating some kind of greens or vegetables, broiled fish or chicken, and nothing but the staple of water.
Right. End of the first period coming up right here, and nothing to score so far. I remember when I was coaching basketball and we'd be seeing the wrestlers wrestling next door, and these guys were working like crazy, losing weight, and I'd see them and I'd say, holy smoke. My guys were always happy we ran 50 laps. I said, hey, you guys could be wrestling. You have to really work at it, right?
Yeah, and trust me, the losing weight part is another mental challenge for the level of discipline required to get at your perfect weight to be able to compete.
That's what I was saying earlier about the discipline. I just always admired the discipline of wrestlers and what they had to do individually to get ready for this kind of night.
Yep, and I remember going to the lunchroom, and I never went to the lunchroom during wrestling season at Steel High. I ended up being in the boiler room or rolled up in a mat.
Oh, no. Dreaming of sugar plums dancing in the air somewhere, right?
So folks never saw me at lunchtime during wrestling season at Steel High.
George who?
Yeah. And if they did, they'd probably curse me out and say, "You need to lose weight. You're not gonna make it tonight."
They knew you though when it came time to get on the mat, right?
Yeah, and never did I miss weight. I mean, I thought that was as a wrestler, you got to come prepared and ready to make weight at all costs and put yourself in a position to be a team member. So.
1:38 to go here in the second period, and no points scored so far.
Ziegler now, again, in the offensive position, not giving up any control yet, but he got to be careful. He's playing ankles. He's got to return him to the mat. He's going to be called for stalling. I suspect it's going to happen sometime really soon. There you go. That's a stalling, and he gives up one. I told you, it's not good to do both. If you're not able to return him, cut him.
Right.
Cut him. Don't give up two. So 2-0. I'm sorry. You get a stalling warning and one.
Right.
Ziegler now back in on a single leg, too close to the edge. Oh, able to complete the move, but referee saying both guys are out of bounds.
We're in period number 2 here. 1:02 left in the period.
Good job. Ziegler with a double leg. Nothing stopping that.
And he got 2 that one.
Certainly did.
So good move by Ziegler. George, as you get longer into the season, a lot of times I know as a basketball coach, we cut back on practice time a little bit. Do you do such things in wrestling, or is it pretty much the same every day?
So, when you go into wrestling, you start out the season never being out of shape, but you do long runs, marathons, 20 miles, 15 miles to build up that endurance and the base of it. But as you get closer to the end of the season, you want the guys peaking. So you're doing more short sprints, more direct drilling, high impact stuff to really get yourself at high performance and able to explode through those shots and hopefully be in a position where you got great long-term ability to be in shape, but you can hit a move in a tight match.
So the training really morphs throughout the season into something a little bit different.
It does.
We tick down here to the end of this period, 3.3 seconds to go, 2-1 right now. Ziegler leads it.
So in Stilton, we used to always, towards the end of the season, I'd run that damn hill behind the football field. And you do that thing 10 times in the morning? Talk about building endurance and power.
Yeah, and Stilton just start out Main Street and run the hill. You got plenty to do right there, right?
That's right.
Run to school. So 30-20 here, the total score. But 2-1 here as we head to the final period of this one. Ziegler leading from Cedar Cliff.
And again, trying to make this match close with only 3 matches to go. Ziegler wins here. They're within striking distance.
And especially get a pin.
Ziegler now trying to gather up a single leg. Not able to get his hands together. Now trying to switch to a double. Able to put him down to the mat. Earned 2 here.
Pulled him right back in. He was going to fall out of bounds. Pulled him right back in on the red.
Minute 30 in the third period. He's got the forearm tied up here. Trying to circle around the front. Keeping that arm trapped. Now needs to move off of it, move out to the side and start to work some kind of move. He can't ride parallel.
Now, is the Cumberland Valley wrestler stalling here?
The Cumberland Valley wrestler, if he had his head off the mat and was really attempting to get off, I would have called the top guy for stalling there.
Yeah, okay.
Because when you're in the offensive position, you got to be working to the side and working towards a turn. If you're riding a guy and hanging on his legs parallel, that to me is not advancing your position and you're stalling.
So I guess it sounds like 2 things here: complete the move and combo the move, right?
Yep. Always looking to switch off and putting multiple moves together. Again, always from the defensive position. standing up, trying to rip hands. Stalling on Ziegler. Gives up 1 and 1. Again, the worst case scenario. You don't want to do both. Either cut him, but don't give up a stall and a point.
We got 4-3 right now, close match, 42 seconds to go.
Takedown wins. If any guy secures a takedown here, they will win. Ziegler really wants to stay on the offensive. Alderman again backing away. He needs to be the aggressor here. Needs to figure out a way to get a takedown. Again, backing away. Ziegler really controlling the edges of the mat. I mean, ultimately you got to call him for stalling. He's got to work himself in. He's got to work towards the center. Can't play the edge.
18.1 seconds to go in this match.
Tries a low shot. Now they're again back ear to ear. Alderman backing away again. I mean, that's clearly he's not trying to wrestle.
4 seconds. 3 seconds. And that's that. Ziegler wins it 4-3. We head to the 12th match right here on Fox 43.2.
We wake up with the sun. We live in a place we're proud to call home. For us, it's knowing that those we help are neighbors, friends, family. As the leader in providing the best orthopedic care for our community, we come together to do our part.
And welcome back to Cumberland Valley for the 12th match here, sponsored by Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency. And George Hartwick, we've got a good one coming up.
That was Kehoe, and now this is Belga. So Kehoe gets the forfeit. This is Gabe Belga. I think it's versus Kyle Love. Oh, interesting. That was an interesting way to twist him. And now he's got double grape. He's going to back away. Keep the cameras here because looks like he's trying to put him away. Great job, great fight by the Cedar Cliff wrestler Kyle Love. Belga is a wrestling name that had a number of brothers who wrestled here that have been phenomenal wrestlers.
Belga 20-7, ranked 4th in the district and 11th in the state. He took 5th at districts last year and 4th at the KOC and 6th at the KOM.
Look at the referee asking what's the bottom guy doing. Trying to grasp his neck again. Able to do it. Earns another 3.
Now he's really
there it is. There it is.
And there it was. Belga with the pin.
That wraps it up.
And coming up is the Capital Blue Cross post-game report, where we will feature the Capital Region move of the match, as well as the Hoffman Ford wrestler of the match right after this.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
The Jet Giambavo family of dealerships. 9 great franchises in 5 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Genesis of York, Stettler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Giambavo Hyundai of Hanover, and our newest dealership, Jack Giambavo Mazda. The Giambavo family of dealerships. Over 30 million in new and pre-owned inventory. With a reputation for quality service after the sale, Giambavo is proud to serve your community. Find out why. The Jack Giambavo family of dealerships. 5 great locations. Online at giambavo.com.
more choices, more laughter, more time to play, and less need to worry. At Capital Blue Cross, we're driven by a simple goal: to go the extra mile for you through all of life's ups and downs, and to always be there when you need us. Capital Blue Cross, going the extra mile for you.
If you're looking for a quality used vehicle at a great price,
Hoffman has it.
Hoffman Ford has the best pre-owned inventory, not to mention the best hometown buying experience in all of Harrisburg. With our market-driven pricing, you can be sure you're always getting the best deal. Plus, we'll give you top dollar for your trade. And you know who's got Harrisburg's best deals?
Hoffman has it.
Hoffman Ford, Colonial Park.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
And welcome back to our Capital Blue Cross post-match show. Gary Sutton with you, along with George Hartwig III. And I learned a lot there tonight, Wizard. It was a pretty good evening, and I learned a lot about wrestling. I thank you so much.
Well, I'm just grateful that I'm with such a professional that's able to transition in and out of any sport seamlessly.
Well, 42-23 your final score, and of course 17-1 now for Cumberland Valley, 6-7 for Cedar Cliff. But Cedar Cliff put on a pretty good show there for a while tonight, brought it back to within 18-16, and then 2 pins in a row really kind of took out the space.
It sort of, in early discussions, last night was a really tough match for Cumberland Valley. They lost in criteria. First match they lost all year long, and you want to see how your team responds to something like that. And tonight Cumberland Valley looked a little flat, quite frankly. I expected them to come out here and establish much more of a lead, have the better wrestlers separate themselves a little bit. But credit to Cedar Cliff and their scrappy young team they've got. They hung in there. They won some close matches, and obviously we saw a couple stars emerge for Cedar Cliff, the heavyweight, a young freshman tonight, and a couple of young wrestlers I think Rick Tamanowski can build a team around.
We had a great couple of moves here tonight, too. And let's take a look right now at our Capital Region Insurance Agency move of the match.
I don't think the move of the match came on. It looks like it's still on us, Gary. So
try to get it back. Here we go. You like this move? Real quick spin move right there.
Again, I think that takedown ended the match with only 4 seconds to go in a match that was really tight. And again, could have put Cedar Cliff in a much better position. That toss-up match Cumberland Valley was hoping for went Cedar Cliff's way in that match.
Now, we had a whole lot of good wrestlers out here tonight, obviously, but there was one that really stood out to you. And talk a little bit about him, because he was a freshman tonight, and he is our Hoffman Ford Wrestler of the Evening.
Yeah, again, anytime you see a freshman come out, he was wrestling an incredible wrestler. His name's Joshua Weaver. He's somebody that I felt put himself confidently in a position to score. He went up against a quality wrestler and really never got out of position. I think he won the match tonight 12-1 or 12-2. I think this young freshman is somebody that we're going to see here come postseason this year, and somebody I think that's going to be competing for and be at a higher level and really be a solid foundation for the coach to build around.
And a lot of youth out here on both these teams today, so a lot to build on here, not only this season, but in coming seasons, and of course, lots of wrestling to do ahead individually and team-wise. Now, our next wrestling match is going to be Central Dauphin at Cumberland Valley.
Ooh,
right back here again.
Ooh, exciting. We got East Shore, West Shore. We got Dauphin County,
you like
Cumberland
this East
County.
Shore, West Shore stuff,
I do. And the green and red, it almost sets up traditional. We don't even need armbands for next week.
You know, we need to get you a little bit of enthusiasm. You're going to be okay, buddy. Anyway, 7 p.m., that'll be on January 26th. And our next basketball broadcast, I'm going to be doing that tomorrow night at my old digs at Columbia High School, where it's Lancaster Mennonite at Columbia. I'll be there with Kirk Smallwood and Jeff Thompson. But tonight we want to thank George Hartwig, a legend in his own time, and also Bob Schellenberg tonight, another voice. He's a legend here at Cumberland Valley, and of course state championships all over the place. We got Chad tonight and the whole group here, Chad Edwards and Josh Edwards, doing a wonderful job here tonight. And of course, thanks to all of you for watching here this evening. It's been a great wrestling match here tonight, 42-23. Cumberland Valley wins it. Have a great evening, everyone. For all of our crew here on Invicta, I'm Gary Sutton. Thanks for watching Fox 43.2.